All right. Morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Can't believe it's already over halfway through September and everything. And we just got basically 3.5 more months until 2021. Been a long year, but it's also been a fast year. Uh, uh, but just keep trucking along. That's all I've been doing. Hopefully, everyone's doing the same thing. Um, yeah, but today what we're going to talk about is the two type of side hustles that someone can do to help provide some extra income. So when it comes to a side hustle, basically there's two types. You could either do a service or you could sell a product. And the key thing with a side hustle is a side hustle should be generating more money than your regular job. Because the key thing with a side hustle is you want it to be like leveraged income. You don't want it to be trading your time for money. Like if you go do Uber Eats and you're making 50 cents a mile, that's a lot of miles you have to run to help you provide some income. And yeah, and you're just trading your time for money. And the key thing with the side hustle is you want to have leveraged income where 1 hour can generate 4 times your salary, and not just replacing it or barely replacing it, or maybe you're making less and everything. I don't know. I tried doing Lyft back in the day. I did not enjoy it. You make 20 bucks an hour, but then you're putting miles on your car, you're sitting down and everything. I wasn't being very creative and everything. But yeah, that's like trading your time for money. Um, it's not a good side hustle. A side hustle should give you skills that could help multiply your life down the road. And then what happened? So like if you could sell, so let's go into services. So if you could provide a service where you're saying a service could be like event planning. Someone pays you $1,000. It costs you $500 to 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 get all the materials and hire all the people, and so that leaves you $500. It takes you 5 hours worth of work. You're making $100 an hour. If you're making $25 an hour, okay, it's a pretty good deal because you made $100 an hour. So like there's different services that you could do. So the first service, so think of it as like for a bakery like for cakes actually. So for cakes, you can buy your own cake mix and everything. Um, the grocery store offers that, or you could go to the grocery store and you can get one of their pre-made cakes that's already in the display and everything. You could then order a customized cake. That's going to take a little longer. You have to put an order request in. That's going to cost more than one of those pre-made cakes in the display. And then from there, you can do a delivery. So you make the customized cake and you deliver the cake for an extra cost, just for convenience. And then you have the experience where, hey, it's a birthday cake. You're also going to buy the balloons. You're going to set up the balloons. You're going to send out the invitations and everything. And then you could charge a higher premium than that. So as you go up the value ladder, the more complex it is, the more you're providing an experience to someone, the higher premium you could charge. But when you charge, there's 3 ways you could charge. You could do competitive pricing where you just see what people are charging and that's what you charge. So if someone's charging $10 for a birthday cake, that's what you're going to charge for your birthday cake in the display. If you want to, you could also, the competitive pricing, the other way you could do it is through cost plus. So you look at all your expenses and you say, hey, it's cost me $5 to make this cake with my labor and all the ingredients. Okay, I want to make $10 off of it, make a $10 profit, so I'm going to charge $15. And if I sell 100 cakes a day, I made $100. I'm in a good spot. The best way for pricing is value-based pricing. So if you do the experience, be like, hey, your kid is going to get the birthday of their lifetime. They're going to get their favorite movie characters. They're going to get all their favorite colors. We're going to save you 5 hours in doing all this work because you don't have to go to the store to get the supplies. You don't have to make the cake yourself. We're going to save you 10 hours, and we're going to give you memories that are going to last a lifetime. And we charge this price. So when you do value-based pricing, it's going to it takes a lot more effort. It requires you to tell a story and everything. And that's a way you could help you with your side hustle, is you have to learn how to tell your story. You have to learn how to market yourself and everything. So like if you provide a service, you just got to figure out what you want to do. So like if you want to do personal training and you want to talk, like I used to do personal training in Washington, D.C., and people would pay $125 an hour to work out with me. But I would go to their house. I would take the equipment with me myself, and I would get them ready to go. But that requires me to like block an hour of my time before and after the appointment. So I have to like factor that in. So I'm not making $125 an hour. I'm actually making like $40 an hour. But those are the types of things you got to consider. It's like, okay, what is the right price for my time? Not just for the hour there. I got to consider my time before and after with my side hustle. And that's what a side hustle should do. It should leverage your time to you should leverage your time. Or like if you're working from home, like I just hired someone to do my podcast editing for myself. So still need to listen to them just to make sure they're good to go so I can critique myself. But hey, she works from the comfort of her home. She works on it anytime, and I pay her a flat fee to edit those podcast episodes. So that's a convenience. So as long as it's like, then you could accept it because you're working on your own time and everything. Like that is, if you're making $20 an hour doing that, where it's on your own time, it's much better than like, hey, I have to clock out, I have to get in my car, drive around, and then I could end somewhere that's like 45 minutes away from where I live, and then I would have to drive that 45 minutes. So you made that $20 an hour, but then you spend another 45 minutes after that to get home. So you really didn't make $20 an hour. You made $10 an hour. So those are the things you have to consider with your side hustle. You got to look not just at what the work that's doing during that time. You got to look at yourself like traveling to work and back. That's one thing I love about working online is I don't have to sit an hour in traffic. I told myself I'm not going to do that, and so that could benefit if it gives you free time and it's not costing you a lot of prep time and recovery time afterwards. Then you could accept a lower rate. So that's the service you could do, is just think about those different levels. A really good book to check out is The Experience Economy, to show you like, okay, what can I do? The key thing is if you focus on experiences and transformations, those are going to be the best side hustles that you could do. But they require more work. They require more marketing. They require more telling and everything. But it's much better than being in a commodity where you're just trying to make a penny off selling 1,000. So that's not a game you want to get into. But if you focus on a service that helps people in 3 different areas, that improves their health, improves their family life, improves their wealth, then those are pretty good side hustles to get into. Same thing with the product. So the product is you sell a product and you make money off of it. So you can set up a Shopify website. You also need to get your email marketing so you could sell that product over and over again. Something my cousin does is they sell these Mexican crafts at markets on the side, and they do pretty well. My cousin does that same thing in Mexico and does pretty well. but you just have to get your product in front of the right people. Um, and you just got to know how to sell a product. If you're and if you're getting into one of these multi-level marketing things where only 1% of people make money off of those things, and it's because you got to learn how. You make most of your money off recruiting. You don't make most of your money off selling the products and everything. And they say, hey, you have to maintain a certain quota, so you have to constantly buy $250 worth of goods every month. So you got to get good at selling products every single month. So you have to build up your audience base and your client base and everything. Yeah, it's just a lot of it. Just work. You can probably do it and everything, but you just got to realize like what kind of business you're in, and it's then when you're managing all the selling those products, then you have to manage inventory and everything. So it's not as simple as people make it seem. So like, oh, you're gonna make $500 extra a month selling these products, but you make that off your recruiting, and yeah, 99% of folks do not make money in those things. So I would recommend that if you're going to sell a product, sell someone else's product on your own time. There's a lot of affiliate marketing products that people could sell, where you just do the marketing and you're like, hey, I get if I sell this $1,000 course, I get a 50% commission off of that type of thing. So like you want to, I would say focus selling on big item things. Like if someone's selling a golf course and they like, hey, let me see if I could sell this course for you. There's a marketing that we can do to help sell this. Then that's you sell one course, you made a $500 course. That's pretty good. Uh, if you're selling like a shake, a nutritional shake, and you're making $2 off of that, and it took you an hour to sell that shake, hey, it's probably not a good side hustle to get into, especially if it's costing you like an extra $200 a month as a franchising fee to stay in business. So you have to sell 100 shakes, and it costs you, it's taking you 100 hours to do so. Yeah, it's better probably just do something else and everything as a side hustle. So focus on the bigger picture items that you can go after. There's this really good quote about from Nuke University Story talks about how as a lion you have to go after gazelles and not field mice, because if you go after field mice, you'll eat for days, but you're going to die of starvation because those field mice will never fill you up. So that's like trying to sell make a $2 profit off selling an hour's worth of work. It's yeah, you'll make something, but it's not going to be enough to sustain you. So you have to go after those gazelles, like selling something that can make you $500, and if it takes you 10 hours, you still made $50 an hour. If it takes you 20 hours, you still made $25 an hour. It takes some faith and belief and everything, but like if you do this in your side time or like on top of it, then you're like, okay, I'm going after those bigger items. And you have to realize that it takes a lion 9 to 10 attempts to get the gazelle. So it takes time, takes effort. Learn from your mistakes. There's tons of mistakes I'm making with my business right now, trying all these marketing different things and everything. But it just helps to live in a place like Medellin, Colombia, where I have my client base. It only takes me 8 hours a month to pay for all my expenses. Because only I'm back. Internet went down a little bit, but added the Ethernet cord. That is key. If you're a digital nomad, buy an Ethernet cord because internet can be spotty at times with the Wi-Fi. So definitely buy an Ethernet cord. Also, an HDMI cable is also very valuable as well. But yeah, so if you're getting a side hustle, the key thing is you got to work on your marketing and your branding. Technical skills are a little bit better. So I saw this really funny quote about, or a funny cartoon about marketing, and it was Dilbert, a Dilbert cartoon where one of his coworkers, it says like, "Oh, sales is really tough. Hey, how can I get into computer programming?" And then Dilbert's like, "Oh, that's going to take a lot of time, a lot of studying and everything. Are you ready to go to school for like 2 years or and all this stuff?" It's like, nah. How about marketing? And it's like, Dilbert's like, "Oh, that's just alcohol, I'm guessing," which is kind of true. Like I try a lot of different things and just trying to get my message out there, work on my branding, and yeah, just trying different things. I try to give away. That was all right. Let's see how it goes. Probably we'll do another one just to see where that takes me. But yeah, it's just a lot of stamina and everything. And with business, if you just close on 10% of your leads that you come across, you're gonna have a pretty good life. So going back to the lion and the gazelle, if it takes a lion 10 times to get one gazelle, just don't quit after the first time. Don't quit after the second time. Don't quit after the 9th time. Go after the 10th time of doing something, and it will just keep doing. That's just what life is. Just constantly keep going, trying something. If it doesn't work, learn from it, do better the next time around. And that's with side hustle. Just don't trade your time for money on a side hustle. Focus on getting those gazelles. Work on your skills to like move up the value ladder. Don't go into a crowded space where you're only making $1, where your margins are small. If your margins are small, consider pivoting into something else. And a good pivot is something that's going to provide someone an experience that's really, really valuable. So if you go to Disneyland or Disney World, you're going to have a good experience. So you pay a premium for that experience. If you pay someone, a trainer, you're paying for that transformation. You're paying someone to transform you from your old life to a better life, and people will pay for that. So I would focus on experiences and transformations as your side hustles. If you could also work on conveniences, but those are going to pay a little bit less than the experience and the transformation. And yeah, we're moving into a new economy where it's service-based and everything. So try to figure out, how can I provide a good experience? How can I provide a transformational experience? And those should help you. And you can provide that with a product or a service. But also just try stuff, keep learning. And if you have any questions about a side hustle, just leave a comment and just let me know what you think. And I'll be back here tomorrow to talk about something personal finance. Also, don't forget to get my book, More You Know, More You Grow, How to Get Better Every Day. You can get that at growwithjoe.me/book and download the audiobook right there. Or you can go on Amazon and download the book or purchase the physical copy as well. So hope you enjoyed today's lesson about side hustles, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right, take care.